Welcome back to another episode of Meredith with a Y. I am your host, Meredith Willits, and today I have Ashana here on the podcast. She is the premier healing music artist and new age vocalist of our time. And she has doing amazing healing work with sound, and I cannot wait for you all to meet her. So, you know what to do. Stay with us. Hello, everyone. This is Meredith with a Y, and I am your host, Meredith Willits. Today, we are going to go deep, changing lives, and I am giving you the keys to the castle. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for being here today. First, we have to give a shout out to my sponsor, CTC Sesame. It is a telehealth, just amazing company. I have found this over at Costco because I was looking for something that I can actually speak to a healthcare provider same day. And boy, oh boy, CTC delivers. And it's not going to be as expensive as you find it over on Costco. And it's the same thing, but we can offer it for $22.50 a month with $15 copays. You can use your flexible spending. This is for birth control, medications, prescriptions. This is great for visitors, students, college students, non-citizens. If you can't get into your telehealth provider or doctor today, this is for you. Click the link in my bio and check it out. Even if you have the best of the best health insurance, this is a great product. Ashana, thank you so much for being here and sharing your music with my listeners.
Oh, thank you, Meredith. It's excellently wonderful to be here with you.
So I am a clairvoyant and psychic and medium and intuitive, and I know the power of music. I love listening to music in my kitchen. I understand the power of music changing, just your mood and so on and so forth. But you're taking music to a whole nother level with what you are doing around the world. So
Yes.
can you talk about how you got into this and what you do and all the good stuff?
Well, I've been a musician for most of my life. And about 1999, I got a phone call from somebody, from a mentor of mine, and she said, "Have you ever heard of these amazing instruments called crystal singing bowls?" I said, "No." She said, "These are right up your alley." So I ordered one sight unseen. This is long before sound healing was trending. This was long before anybody even knew what a crystal singing bowl was. People thought it was a salad bowl at that point.
Well, I mean, you could. Let's not get crazy. I mean, if you needed to, you could do that.
In fact, I used to get jokes made about that all the time. But literally, I got it. I received it in the mail 3 weeks later. I opened it up, put it on my kitchen table, tapped the side of the bowl with the mallet that was included in it. I promptly burst into tears because I knew inside that moment that light had come to live in my house.
Yeah.
And the very, very second thought that I had was, one day I am going to put these into music. And literally 3 weeks later, I had 7 of them. And now you're in my room, and there's 115.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a bowl hoarder.
I can imagine.
Well, I don't hoard. I share. Let's just call me a bowl sharer.
There you go.
So all of these beautiful, 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 spectacular alchemy bowls and super great instruments are part of all the work that I do. I have many, many albums out, literally millions and millions of streams on Spotify worldwide. And, that one dream that I had of bringing the bowls into music, literally our first album just went like this.
Right.
As soon as we started doing it, because nobody had ever done before what I have done. And that was taking, it was a hybrid. It's a hybrid of healing music with vocal music, mantra, and sacred chant. And at that point in time, the use of crystal singing bowls infused in music really didn't exist. It was only being done a very little bit, initially by Jonathan Goldman, a little bit by Steve Halpern, a little bit by Deborah Van Dyke. But when Thomas Barkey, my producer, and I got together, we took this and we just said, let's just take this and way into a new universe. And so the way that I like to speak about it is that here you have all this incredible music happening, and we're saying to people, look at the hand. And underneath it, here come the bowls. They're right
Mhm.
behind it. So you have the because of the quartz, the qualities of pure quartz crystal to amplify, transmit, store, contain, transform energy. You have all of that happening throughout every single piece that we have done together, Thomas and I have done together. And so it literally just takes the intention of the healing sound and of mantra, of sacred chant, of sacred song, of improvisation. We take all of that, and with the bowls and the sound of the bowls, we amplify that,
Mhm.
transmit it at a just another level. And it's been quite a ride for me. You know, I'm about like, let's see, I think next year, 25, 25, it'll be 20 years that,
Wow.
that our music has been out in the world.
So for myself, like when doing a meditation, for example, right? Just like a plain guided meditation that you're listening to, I prefer to use like sound canceling headphones. But I think that a lot of people don't understand that when you're doing like a sound bowl experience, you want your entire body to experience that. You don't want to be listening to that with headphones because you want the frequency and the tuning. That's the way I see sound healing. The tuning of the chakra, the tuning of that which makes up your whole body, which is primarily water, right? We're basically tuning the body to the frequency. Like, here's a pitch, and we are going to retune your body to align with what you're playing. Is that, am I right in that you want your body to listen to this?
Well, yes, you're right, and you're going in a good direction
Hmm.
with that thought form. What's happening is we want to create an environment whereby your body begins to become entrained to the sound of the bowls, to the sound of my voice, to the sound of the music. And literally inside that entrainment of those vibrational frequency, your body has the opportunity, your body, your energy field, your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, all the way down to the DNA, all the way down to the subatomic level. You know, everything that makes up the you that is you energetically begins to return back to a state of coherence and harmony. So literally the music itself is helping your body to reharmonize,
Mm,
helping you entrain to a vibrational frequency that is less dependent and aligned with that which is in your conditioned mind. So
mm,
so we have this place where the nervous system becomes deeply relaxed, and the more and more relaxed you become, the more the body can go, oh, now I'm not in this state of constant stress and
mhm,
tension. So now my energy flow begins to improve. And I am also opening and becoming receptive to light frequencies, because that's what crystal is, you know? So when I open to these light frequencies, I'm actually reconnecting more with my bigger energetic field. And I'm opening up that space where the connection between soul, higher self, higher wisdom just becomes clarified. There's more spaciousness there. There's more room to hear divinely guided wisdom or intuitive wisdom, just in wisdom from your higher self. So the body begins to relax, the spirit, now the portal, the opening for communication and connection with spirit becomes much more defined and available for us.
Yeah, because I kind of imagine, like the words, I'm frazzled,
Yeah.
right? It, it's a good visual for understanding when we are out of alignment, right? Like, oh, I'm so frazzled. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so stressed.
Yeah.
Those I kind of imagine in my head because I'm a visual person. It's like when someone's heartbeat is going like wacko, right? It's just like all over the place. There's no good rhythm. You feel, you know what I mean? Like your body has physically gone haywire,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so like when I imagine the crystal bowls, and I actually like what you just said there when you said that it's a light, like,
It's light frequency. It's the frequency
yeah,
of light. You know, we're hearing the alchemy of the frequency of light and sound coming together. So yeah.
yeah, that's a really cool thing that I'd never thought of. I had like a channeled sort of message a couple weeks ago. I've talked about it here before, where when you like go for a walk,
Mhm.
everything is kind of like each step, each tree, each flower, each blade of grass, each all of that is in essence what you're saying is we are listening to that crystal, and as we go for a walk, we are tuning also to the frequencies of the tree, of the flower, of the grass, of the water, right? So, like, we are absorbing those outside frequencies. And this feels like you're saying, here is a crystal, let me play it for you, basically. So you need a rose crystal. Like a lot of people carry crystals, right? Or they wear crystals. And so when we're thinking about crystal bowl healing, what you're saying is we're going to take your bracelet and we're going to turn it into a sound frequency and allow your body to hear that frequency and attune to it, which I find so, like, I love that.
Well, let me clarify that just a little bit.
Okay.
Let's take that a little bit further.
Okay.
The crystal singing bowls are made of gem silica, pure quartz crystal, the alchemy bowls that have been infused and overlaid with precious gemstones, minerals, and metals. Now, as I said before, the qualities of quartz crystal are to amplify energy, make it louder. They transmit energy, they send that energy out. They store or contain energy. It absorbs energy and it transduces or transforms energy. So now we take, let's just say on an alchemy bowl, we take rose quartz and we blend rose quartz in with the crystal. What we actually have here, um, once it has been transformed, the crystal itself has been transmuted and transformed into a vessel, into a form that creates sound. This isn't the sound of the rose quartz. It's the sound of this new bowl because I have, 115 bowls right here, right? And I have multiple rose quartz bowls or bowls that have rose quartz and something else in it, but they're all different notes.
Mm.
So my rose quartz bowl is not a specific note that is rose quartz. It is the vibrational frequency of rose quartz that in the form of a bowl, it's so beautiful because it's almost like you get a homeopathic transmission of the feeling of rose quartz, of the energy of rose quartz,
Yeah.
vibration.
Sorry, there's a ambulance driving by at this exact moment.
Of
She of course wants to go attack the sound of they my dogs hate uh emergency medical vehicles. It's a lot.
Oh my
So
God.
sorry about that, everybody. Um, so what you're saying is that you have rose quartz bowls that are different sounds, but
Different
they just
notes, different
different
pitch.
notes. I mean, yeah.
Yes.
So do you ever play the metal bowls, or do you primarily stick with the crystal?
Well, the let's just say the Tibetan bowls, which are we call them Tibetan bowls.
Okay.
They're usually made anywhere between 5 and 7 metals. And, do I play them? I play them sometimes. I have some of them here in my room. I love them dearly. They have their own very unique and beautiful energy. Now the crystal singing bowls, the alchemy bowls that I play have metal infused in them in
Mm,
the form of platinum, titanium, copper, palladium, what else am I gold, of course, gold.
of course,
So
right.
we have this combination again, it's this beautiful alchemy where we can take a metal. So for example, I could reach over there and find you a rose quartz bowl that has also been infused with platinum. So we're having the experience of the metal of platinum and the energy, the frequency of platinum, which has been blended in an alchemy with rose quartz. And now we take that on a baseline of pure quartz crystal inside a form, and we simply take the mallet, go around the rim of it, or tap the side gently on the side, and use that bowl now creates its own pitch, its own sound. And then on the vibration of that sound, the homeopathic information of the qualities of and the frequencies of platinum and rose quartz now come into my field. And because sound is one of the most powerful fluid is one of the most powerful conductor of sound, and because our bodies are 70% fluid, the fluids in our bodies just say, oh, well, here, yum, yum, yum. We love that rose quartz. We love that platinum. We love that sound of that. And we're just going to carry that through all the fluids, all the fluids, all the tissues, all the cells, all the organs, all the bones in the body. And just in a nutshell, because our skeletal system is also crystalline in nature. And we have
Mm,
crystalline formations in our pineal gland. That's in very natural resonance with the sound of the alchemy bowl. So our whole body literally is like an antenna for this sound. And if we allow ourselves, or as we allow ourselves to just kind of relax and open and receive, we just become big receptacles, big receiving vessels for that sound.
so
And then,
much so.
yes, and then as I said before, as we entrain to that, we relax more, we deepen our connection with source energy, and we give on the physical, emotional, and mental level, we give our bodies an opportunity to heal at deeper and deeper levels.
I love that. Do you teach?
I do. I do. We have a beautiful program called Crystal Ball Mastery, and our program, which is Sound Wisdom Academy. And we'll be doing a retreat in Sedona, Arizona,
Mm,
August 25th, I think, to the 30th at the Mago Retreat Center. And it's going to be 5 spectacular days of learning how to play the crystal singing bowls, experiencing sound healing with me multiple times, going out onto the land and playing and experiencing sound. So, yeah, this is one of my favorite programs to teach. And we also teach one-on-one privately. And we have an incredible online course right now that is getting ready to launch to the general public called Celestial Alignment for Healing. And this is
wow.
for anybody. And you do not have to play a crystal bowl. It's just an online experience of how to bring sound healing into your life. And you don't need any bowls, you don't need any drums, you don't need any of this. We're having incredible results with the people that are going through the programs, 8 weeks, and some people are coming off medications, voluntarily. People are deeply decreasing levels of anxiety and depression, feeling more centered, more balanced. We've had people with a lot of life challenging illnesses having tremendous shifts. So yeah, so that's a big program. You can find out more about that on my website.
And you have a book as well. Can
I
you
do.
talk about that?
I do. Can I show it? Here it is.
Yes, of course, please.
It's called Crystal Singing Bowls, the angelic sound of healing, relaxation, and spiritual awakening. And it is a book that I created because I thought, well, maybe some people would like a little PDF. And so I started writing a PDF about, what the bowls do and how they do. Well, then it turned into like,
Some light reading.
oh, well, it actually is really beautiful stories and and science, and it's just. I'm told by many people that it is one of the best books on sound healing, and it's probably the only book about crystal singing bowls and sound healing. And we were blessed to be called a bestseller on Amazon for it. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So, like, when I'm looking at this concept of how our country, anyways, here in the States, we're moving a bit slowly, of course, but surely towards what we call Eastern medicine, right? Inside of the world of Western medicine, we see big hospitals like Mayo Clinic and the Cleveland Clinic starting to use quote unquote alternative ways to heal,
Yes.
either through smell with oils, or Reiki, which is a form of energy healing. Have you noticed that any medical professionals or locations around you are starting to understand the power of sound healing?
Well, I just want to say a little thing. My
Mhm.
my next-door neighbor down the block is an acupuncturist at the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix. So, we're aware that these things are definitely beginning to take off. But for your listeners, it's important to recognize that music therapy has been around and utilized in hospitals for decades. This
Okay.
is nothing new. It's a bona fide medical research field, and I used to be back in long before I ever played a crystal singing bowl. I was working. I was working in New York City, and I was a volunteer at the stroke clinic for New York Hospital, and I went there and worked with their patients on writing songs and singing as part of their rehab. So music has been around and in our bona fide medical, our allopathic medical um, paradigm for quite a while. Now, I think what you're asking is, bringing in crystal singing bowls and instruments and what we call sound baths. To my knowledge, this is slowly beginning to step in, and we have to take great care when we do this because not every sound is right for every person.
I
I
was
know
just about to ask you that.
very, very and it really makes a huge difference the player. All right, so if you get real excited and you go like, oh, I'm gonna go bring my crystal singing bowl into this, and you're just like wanging away on the thing, you're like, oh my god, stop. You want to be really careful who you're introducing this to, and if it's the right fit for people. Now, I know my music is often used in hospitals for birthing, for people making their transition, for chronic pain, chronic illness. And so, we want that music to be, and those sounds to be carefully chosen and to be intelligently and compassionately presented to a hopefully a very high level of skill. And I don't just mean musical skill or sound healing skill, but skill in understanding the populations that we are playing for. And there's a beautiful program that is in Missoula, Montana. Therese Schroeder-Shaker, who is an incredible harpist and musical thanatologist, and she has been working in hospitals in Montana to bring compassionate harp playing in, which is very, very, very welcomed. So I haven't seen that level coming in for crystal bowl players, but I can definitely tell you that when I have been in rehab centers or had the opportunity to play for people that are ill or going through transitions, that it is a very welcoming, and it's very well received and is very welcomed by both the families and the people. So, but you just have to play with care and sensitivity.
Yeah. When I was in college, and I started to learn how to study, I guess is the best way to put it.
I understand.
But I did
I,
not know how to learn how to I did not learn how to study prior to college.
I
And I
get
was just so fortunate that I had these amazing roommates. And I remember looking around, I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're like studying. I'm like, honey, blah, blah. Anyways, we would play Yanni in the
Yeah.
background.
Yes.
And if you've ever listened to Yanni,
Yes.
he doesn't necessarily follow, this idea of chorus and
Hmm.
refrain. Like, it's very flowy, right? It's very, you can't follow it necessarily, which is wonderful if you've got that ADD brain that runs all over the place. You read 22 pages, you have no idea what you just read. And so we would play Yanni to kind of let our wandering brain kind of listen to that
Hmm.
while we would read, so that the focused brain could read, the wandering brain would attach itself to music that didn't have syncopation. I don't know what the word is, but like, I wasn't getting distracted by the music. It was just filling space.
Hmm.
And so now I do that with my kids. I'll be like, turn on Yanni in the kitchen or whatever to occupy that side of the brain. And I think that we kind of don't realize how powerful music is in changing our mood, in grounding us, in allowing us to think and act and cook and walk and
Yes.
do all of these things that help our mind decompress or get excited or wallow in our own grief, like whatever the thing is that we need at that time, which leads to choosing a station or type of music or whatever it is. Our brain is literally searching for a thing sometimes to just feel better. And if you haven't had the opportunity, because I think that there are a lot of people that don't even know about these things, or they've heard about it, but they don't quite get it. And I love that we're talking about this here, because I went to sound bowls for years. I would go to a one-on-one appointment. Sometimes she would even put the sound bowls like on my chest and play it back and forth from ear to ear, in the solar plexus stomach area. And she would use the bowls in many different ways while I was in that appointment, and it is pure heaven. And I will say, for those 2 years that I was going religiously every single month, I never got sick, like
Hmm.
ever. And I would come home and I'd be like thinking to myself, I haven't been sick in months. I haven't been sick in years. And I really attribute that to staying within health. That's the best way. Like, I was allowing myself, I was giving my body space, I was tuning it, I was, you know, introducing it to the healthy frequencies so I wasn't so frazzled, overwhelmed, out of control, stressed, all of those things. And I always felt like the sound bowls that I would go to once a month, it was like it brought me back to self. It brought me back to um, wellness, is the best way that I could put it. Right? I mean, it's just, I don't think people quite appreciate how powerful these things can be. The way I look at it again is to tune myself into health, to tune into health.
Hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and if you haven't had the chance to experience sound bowls, don't go once, go a couple times because and maybe even with different practitioners or listening to yours. So you're available on Spotify. Are you on Apple Music by chance or any other locations?
Absolutely everywhere you can think of, you can hear this. And this is one of the reasons why I created Celestial Alignment for Healing, was exactly for what you're talking about, because I wanted to create a program for people where, a lot of people don't have access
Mhm.
to let's just say, to go to a live sound bath, even though it's becoming more and more, well known and accepted. We don't always have that available to us,
Yeah.
nor can we meet the time. And so I kept looking at that and going, I'm really blessed. I have alchemy bowls out the yin yang, and and because of this, there came with that for me a responsibility to be able to create something for others where we're at a touch of a finger, at just picking up your phone, that you could tap in to those energies, very specific, very clearly mapped out energies that will take you into a deep, deep sound healing experience. So in this program, we have guided meditation, we have deep meditations without any vocals. We have mantra. We do sound. I do sound crystal singing bowls in multiple different formats, and then there's this online guidance that you receive from that once a week, where it's like, let me take you, let me teach you, let me walk you through this experience, and then you work with these materials on a daily basis. Now, you may supplement that by going to a sound bath periodically, but we are seeing tremendous leaps in health and well-being, um, without people needing to purchase a bowl, without
Mhm.
people needing to, go, once a week to a live sound bath, because there's nothing wrong with that. Believe me, I play my bowls every day. If
Mm.
I could, I'd put a bowl in the hand of every person on the planet and say, here, use this. But we're not all that blessed or fortunate to be able to do that. So how can we put the materials in your hand so you can self-soothe, you can self-heal, you can have this available to you at all times, 24/7, help you sleep, help you study, help you learn, help you feel energized, help you shift your mindset. This is the whole point to why I created Celestial Alignment for Healing. And it's for exactly what you're talking about. But I wanted it at the drop of a hat. I wanted it at the tip of your fingertips anytime you needed it and wanted it.
And where do we find that? Is that on your website?
Well, we'll be, if you go to my website right now, you'll have the opportunity to sign up with a little for a song, but we also have a free gift for everybody who's listening today. And that free gift is one of the meditations from Celestial Alignment for Healing. It's called the Golden Light of Healing Guided Meditation. And that is amazing. And the moment you sign up for that, you'll learn about Celestial Alignment for Healing and be able to join us with this amazing 8-week online course. So, and
I
to
love
start,
that.
just have the meditation, which in and of itself is incredible.
And I'm going to have everything to find Ashana in the show notes. So that will all be there for you guys to find to get her free gift. So thank you so very much for being here with me today and sharing all of this information. For those of you that are new to sound healing or have no idea about sound healing, this has my co-signature. I co-sign everything sound healing because I have used it for myself. I use it on my walks. I use it during meditation. It is life changing. It will bring you back to your core and just where you need to be better and show up for yourself, show up for the world around you, because it is, we're going through a lot right now on this planet. And I think that anything that can help bring you back to center so that you can be, a better parent to your children, a better partner, a better friend, because everything really feels like right now, like it wants to take you out of that. We need tools to regulate. I do a lot of physical tools to regulate, but I also use a ton of sound to regulate. And I so appreciate you and your team offering up this gift to my listeners so that they can kind of check in with this to see if it's for them. And again, give it a couple goes, because we are so out of health, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health right now. I will be honest with you, when you are completely out of whack, the first time sometimes that you listen to this, it can be irritating. I don't know if you've ever met anyone who doesn't want to do yoga and they're like, oh my God, I can't sit in yoga. I just want to get out of there. And sometimes your body does like not know what to do with this new experience. Keep going back in, keep giving yourself a shot. Do it when you're laying down. Do it when you're sitting, in a yoga pose or a meditation pose. Do it when you're making dinner or going for a walk. Keep allowing your body to experience these amazing sounds. And eventually you will start craving it, because that is really how this has transformed me. Is then I look forward to it. I'm excited to get back into that state of healing. And my body, as you said, it's like it remembers. It's like, oh, here we go again. Let's do that. And then you really, really can settle in. I just think it's fantastic. So thank you so very much to your team for the freebie for my listeners.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, thank you so much for being here. You can find Ashana everywhere you listen to music, Spotify, all the things. On her website, she has classes, she has books, she has music. Dive in and allow yourself to experience this if you never have before. And if you have done sound baths before, give her a shot, try it out, share it with friends, and maybe take on a whole new way of healing that you never thought possible before, because I'm here to tell you it creates wellness. So thank you, Ashana. I appreciate all of your information and sharing today.
Thank you, Meredith. It's wonderful having been with you. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, guys. All right. I will see all of you guys here next week. Be healthy. Go check out Ashana, and I'll see you here next week. Thanks for listening. If you would like to connect on a more personal level, head over to meredithwillits.com or on Instagram at Meredith with a Y for behind-the-scenes footage and outtakes. Please subscribe and come back each week for more Meredith with a Y. Thanks again for listening.